All right, so this video is going to include a lot of rambling. I mean, how could it not? My favorite fighter is probably not gonna fight again. I mean, for those of you that don't know, Jon Jones is my favorite fighter. I mean, I hear it all the time. How on earth can Jon Jones have fans? Yeah, I'm one of those. I'm one of those Jon Jones fans. Like, whoa, how on earth is that possible? How could he have fans? I couldn't tell you. I could. I've explained that before. For me, personally, I'm not one to look up to fighters. I'm not one to look up to celebrities. I'm not one to look up to public figures. I don't want to be like them. I don't want to live my life like they do. I really don't care what they do with their lives. I look up to my dad. I look up to my mother. I look up to my uncles. I look up to teachers I've had in life growing up. People that I've been around physically. People that I can witness. People that I've seen how they lived their lives. People that have affected my life positively. Physically. Not through a TV screen. Not people that I watch on TV. People that I don't really know how they actually live their lives. I don't look up to those guys. I don't look up to Jon Jones. I never have. I don't have any celebrity that I look up to. And I know a lot of people look up to Jon Jones, and it really stings way more than it should when Jon Jones messes up like he does, like he always does. You know, you're like, I looked up to you, man. I looked up to you, and you broke my heart. It's not the same. That's not why I was a fan of Jon. Why I'm a fan of Jon? I'm a fan of Jon Jones because Jon Jones puts the art in mixed martial arts. When you watch the way Jon Jones fights inside of a cage, it's a beautiful thing to behold. He's extremely skillful. He's not a brawler. He's everything I like about fighting. His approach to fighting, it's very methodical, it's very technical. His fight IQ is off the charts. The way he sets up his strikes, it's like a chess match with him. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know what he's gonna throw. His misdirection is just, it's incredible. Everything he does, every single skill set, high level, just mind-blowing. That's why I'm a fan of Jon Jones. Because when he fights, you get to see high-level mixed martial arts. You get to see the sort of fighting that you cannot find anywhere else. I love that so much. But it's so hard being a fan of Jon. It's so tough being a fan of Jon Jones. It's so tough defending Jon Jones because you're never right. Ever. No matter what, the dude will always do something that's just going to make you look like a complete idiot. It is being a fan of Jon Jones is it's one of the most difficult things, man. And I've tried to not be a fan of Jon, but it just, for some reason, every time he comes back, I get excited. The excitement just comes back. And when he messes up, I feel down. I feel gutted. It feels like there's something in your stomach just eating at you. So Jones comes back after a long suspension because of what he did. He comes back. He faces Daniel Cormier in a fight that I was 100% sure he would win, but I did not expect the domination. He goes out there. He fights an incredible fight. He kicks DC in the head, knocks him down, and unloads an ungodly amount of ground and pound and finishes him. When he's done beating Daniel Cormier, he gets on the microphone and he is noble as can be. He's as respectful as we've ever seen Jon Jones. I'm watching the interview like, wow, maybe Jones has finally changed. Maybe we're finally going to see this guy live up to his true potential. He gives DC credit. He talks about how he wants to be a better man, just like Daniel. And we're all like, wow, that is awesome. Yeah. Oh, amazing. And he fails a drug test. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Please let there be an explanation. Please let there be a logical explanation. But there isn't one. And I'm a guy that likes to be rational. I'm someone that likes to deal with logic. And for a very long time with Jon Jones, I haven't been dealing logically. I mean, I've been defend. No, you're wrong. No, he's not a sociopath. No, he's not a narcissist. No, he's a good person. No, he's not what you say he is. Even though the evidence is in my face, kicking me in the jaw every time. Bam, Marshall, you're wrong. Bam, Marshall, look at what's right in front of you, Marshall. What the hell are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to ignore all of that because I want to believe this guy. I want to believe that. I want to believe that this guy is not what they say he is. But it's time to wipe all that nonsense out of my eyes. It's time to deal logically again. Jon Jones is a narcissist. Jon Jones is a sociopath. And the bigger evidence for that is actually in the cage. What makes him such a horrible person outside of the cage is what makes him such a great fighter. You know, everyone talks about how Conor McGregor is like Bruce Lee and how they're so similar. But with Conor McGregor and Bruce Lee, you're looking at the outside. You're looking at the way they look, the way they move, their stance. You're looking at all that. And Conor kind of resembles Bruce Lee in a lot of ways. But when it comes to fighting philosophy, Bruce Lee is one of the dirtiest fighters you could ever meet. His philosophy of fighting. He wants you to gouge your opponent's eyes. He wants you to kick them in the nuts. He wants you to bite them. Every dirty technique you know, Bruce Lee would advise you to use that in a fight. And when I look at Jon Jones, and you look at the way Jon Jones fights, he has no regard. It seems he has no regard for anyone but himself. What makes him such a terrible person outside of the cage? The fact that he doesn't care who he's hurting, who his actions are affecting. That's what makes him so great in the cage. Because when Jon Jones steps in that cage, what you're looking at is a ruthless, cool, calm, cold, and collected martial artist. The kind of person that will kill you and not even bat an eye. It would not even bother him for a second. Look at him in the cage. I mean, what he did to DC, that is cold, man. That is cold. And I was so glad after the fight because I thought, come on, man. Like, he's clean. They would have caught him if he was on something. They would have caught him before the fight. They tested him before the fight. They would have caught him if he wasn't clean. So this amazing performance is Jones at his best while also clean. And then he gets popped for steroids, which is insulting if you're a fan of Jon Jones. Which is why I was so upset when I heard the news. I kind of bombarded his Twitter a little bit. I was so insulted. And I was insulted because he's insulting everyone's intelligence at this point. He thought he was going to pull a fast one. I'm just going to pull a fast one. No one's watching. I'm going to take this thing real quick. I'm going to go in there, perform dispatch of DC. It's going to clear out of my system real quick. They're going to test me and no one will know. You will not even know I did something. How brilliant. What a genius. What a brilliant, clever plan there, Jon. You really thought that one through, bro. Except you didn't. This is a case of being too smart for your own good. It's a case of being so clever you're dumb. A case of just going overboard with it. You have all the advantages in the world. Why do you need an extra edge to beat Daniel Cormier? If you did this when you were fighting Stipe and Miocic, maybe I'd understand. If you did that when you were fighting, I don't know, Cain Velasquez. Hell, if you were fighting Superman and you did that, I'd get it. But you're fighting Daniel Cormier, a man who is shorter than you, much shorter than you, a man who you have a ridiculous amount of reach advantage over, a man who you are younger than, someone that You yourself know, as well as we the fans know, you have more skills than he does. You have more fighting skills. You have way more weapons than he does. You're a better MMA wrestler in the cage. He can't even take you down. You're obviously a more skilled fighter than DC. It's clear. Anyone with an eye looks at they can see that. You've got more tools. Why on earth? Why do you need to take steroids, Jones? Why do you need to take You almost killed the guy. Without steroids, you might have won I believe without steroids, you would have won the fight. It might not have been a dominant performance, but you would have come out with the win, which is good. Okay. Beating DC is a big accomplishment. Did you really need the edge? Really? You're that insecure? You really thought you would lose that fight without steroids, man? Jesus Christ. Is DC in your head? Is he that much better than you? That you thought, you know what, I'm going to slip something real quick. I'm going to go in there, perform real well, get that win. No one's even going to know. And here we are again. Jon Jones was stripped of his belt in 2015. Jon Jones was stripped of his belt in 2016. And Jon Jones, again, has been stripped of his belt in 2017. How insane is that? How insane is that? And it's possible he's going to get banned for 4 years now. 4 years. How do you expect to come back to a mixed martial arts game after 4 years of being inactive? How do you expect to do that? It's pretty clear at this point that his career is basically over. Unless by some miracle, I don't know, some miracle, he's all, oh my God, man. The A sample was positive. And we were all sitting there hoping, please, let the B sample come back negative. Let the B sample come back negative. No. Positive on that one too. Oh, real positive on that one. You know, I'm not even sure what to even say anymore about Jon Jones. You know, I'm not. And the incredible part about the whole thing, even at this point, I guarantee the only person he cares about is himself. Even at this point. All the people he has let down, his family, his coaches, his fans, sponsors, everyone that has ever invested anything in him, I guarantee, put Jon Jones in front of a microphone right now. Put a mic in front of him and ask him to speak honestly from the heart. He's gonna tell you, oh, what I've been through. What my life has been through. I feel like I'm gonna come back from this. Like you didn't do this. Like this is not your doing. Like you're not the one that did it. The way he's gonna put it, you will think that this dude is being, like, there's a massive conspiracy by the whole entire world to screw him over. No, you screwed yourself. Big time. Again. You're gonna look yourself in the mirror and you're gonna tell yourself the truth. This amazing life that I had, this incredible life that I had, everything going well, I ruined it. I literally dug a 6 feet grave and I completely shoved my life into it and covered it. This is my life right here. I took gasoline. I doused my life in gasoline. I lit a lighter and I threw it on it and I set it on fire and watched it burn down to ashes. I did that. You did that. And you got no one to blame but yourself, man. Do I sound angry? That's because I pretty much am. You know, you've been asking me, what do I think about the whole Jon Jones thing? This is what I think about it. I think Jon Jones is I think Jon Jones he's the definition of disappointment. It's like having a rope around your neck. Someone just, you can't catch a breath because something's always gonna happen with Jones. Something's always gonna happen. There's not a time when something is not gonna happen. You're never safe. You know? Narcissist, man. Narcissist, like if I haven't seen one. Sociopath to the highest degree. It's just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. You know. But that's it. It's done. I don't care about due process. Let's give him time to go to court in due process, whatever. Look, he did it. Okay? Jon Jones did it. Jon Jones did it. He did it. He took it. He knew what he was doing. He wanted to pull a fast one on everyone. He wanted to get an advantage, and he got caught. Be a man, dude, and admit it. Be a man and admit it. Just admit it. Just say, look, I tried to be smart. I tried to pull a fast one, and I got caught. Just admit it. That's a good first step. That's a good first step. Admit you screwed up, man. You screwed up. Just admit it. That's all you can do at this point. You know. Just disappointing as hell.